Und wie meine Frau Carol immer zu sagen pflegt, nirgendwo ist es so schön wie zu Hause.
Hi Jon, nice to meet you. How was your trip to Hamburg?
It was great. It was like coming home again, because we obviously shot some of the film in Hamburg, and it was great to arrive at the airport and get that good feeling like we did when we were here last time.
A little bit familiar Hamburg now to
you? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I came here for the location. You know, we were looking for locations, and then obviously we came back when we shot here. So I've spent quite a bit of time in Hamburg, yeah.
My first question is, it was obvious that all the advertising posters will have on it from the writer of Trainspotting, from the author of Trainspotting. Yeah. How huge were your balls to sign to that project as first big movie in your career as director?
I think I never, what probably helped us, because I never really thought about Trainspotting that much, you know. I just concentrated on Filth. It was a very difficult film to get made, so I spent all my energies trying to get this made and financed.
Your character Bruce is a real asshole.
Yeah.
But do you have more fun to play that kind of characters, the dark characters?
I've had lots of fun playing really light characters and rom-coms and stuff, but this particular dark character I had a ball playing. He's like Richard III or Iago mixed with Blackadder, and sort of like with the dark humour of somebody like Bill Hicks, you know, God rest his soul, and he's just a very, very sick man.
Which scene you had the most respect before shooting? It's just because of it was in the script.
How do you mean by respect?
Because you know, okay, tomorrow we have that scene we have to shoot.
Right.
So, this is very difficult because it's so intense.
I see. Okay, yeah, I understand now. I think there was a scene. The most complicated scene was there's a scene with Bruce and Amanda, who's played by obviously James McAvoy and Imogen Poots, and it's a big scene, and they start at the top of a staircase and they argue all the way down, and at the bottom there's a resolution, and there's so many emotions in that scene. And technically it was very difficult to shoot, you know. We took a whole day to shoot that scene, and it's maybe it lasts for about 3 minutes, the scene, or 2.5, 3 minutes. So that was the one I was most nervous about, because it's so many different emotions in it, and technically it was quite a challenge, you know.
The biggest challenge is really just riding that line between the humour and the acceptability of the humour as well, because he's a bigot. His humour is quite often very racist and homophobic and misogynistic and sectarian. So that's not good stuff to be laughing at, really. But we want to make an audience laugh at it for some reason.
I did. So.
When we kind of want to put the audience in an uncomfortable position where they're thinking to themselves, is this okay to laugh at? Am I allowed? Am I not supposed to? I don't quite know. And then if you do laugh at it, we generally make you feel really bad about the fact that you've laughed at it, because I go and do something even worse straight away after. Or if I make you like, if we manage to make you like Bruce for a moment, or feel sympathy for him for a moment, we generally shoot a puppy in the face straight away afterwards or something. Do you know what I mean? We don't actually shoot any puppies in the face. Not even like pretend. But do you know what I mean? He does something terrible straight away after. Because we're constantly trying to toy with the audience and manipulate them and give them an entertaining and funny but unsettling experience.
Do you have another favourite scene in the movie? What's your favourite scene?
You know something, every time I watch the film I've got a different favourite scene. That's definitely one of my favourite scenes. Depending on the kind of mood I'm in, or sometimes, you know, it's some of the funnier scenes, yeah, because that one isn't particularly funny. Some of the stuff near at the beginning, like when they're at the Christmas party, or when they go to Hamburg, you know, that's a favourite sort of sequence of mine, because it's quite funny. So depends on the mood I'm in, different scenes jump out at me, yeah.
I'm watching some video footage of my wife and my child, and they've left me, and I am very, very upset, and I'm crying, and I decide to pick up the phone, and I call the wife of my best friend, and I pretend to be a 1990s chat show host called Frank Sidebottom, who spoke like that, and I sexually harass her whilst pretending to be Frank Sidebottom and watching my wife and kid on TV whilst crying all the time and masturbating. And that, for me, is funny and desperately sad and tragic and bestial and yet totally full of humanity. And that's the scene where I feel like we get Irvine Welsh the best. That's where it's like a microcosm of Irvine Welsh, because it is a million things in one, and they are all pulling against each other.
My favourite swear word? Yeah. Can I say?
Of course, we're on the internet. You're allowed to do everything.
It's probably the C word, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Cunt, yeah, it's probably, because Scottish people use it not only for, Scottish people use that word and it can mean friend as well, yeah? So if you say, well, how's it going, you cunt, yeah? Uh-huh. You can mean, how's it going, my friend, yeah? Uh-huh. So they use it in different ways. It's not always meant as a bad thing, yeah? So, and that's why I like that word, because you can use it in Scotland anyway in so many different ways, yeah.
Alle Männer verschwanden im Fotokopierraum.
Okay.
Einer nach dem anderen, auch wenn mancher gern zusehen würde. Und dann machte jeder eine hübsche Kopie von seinem besten Stück. Oh. Das war ja klar, was da kommen würde. Und dann hat eine der Süßen die Bilder an die Pinnwand gehängt. Und dann mussten die Mädels versuchen, die Ding-Dongs ihrem entsprechenden Besitzer zuzuordnen.
Was für ein Schwachsinn, Mann.
Das klingt echt.
Ja!
Hey!
Vergrößern.
Which person you would love to give a prank call like Bruce do in the movie?
Oh, which person? Probably my wife, yeah. I would probably phone my wife because, and I would like to see if she would recognise it was my voice, yeah. So, yeah, she's got a good sense of humour and I think she would, I would be safe if I did it to her, yeah.
You know, YouTube is getting more and more popular. You have lots of comedy channels, music channels, something like that. Do you watch all the channels, or you have some channels you follow?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching a lot of movie trailers, yeah? That's what I like doing. And
so you're great at Filmfabrik, so the German trailers.
I'm really happy with the German trailer. In fact, I got quite a shock when I saw the German trailer, because it had been obviously dubbed and I wasn't expecting it to be. Of course, I knew it was going to get it, but I wasn't expecting to see it. So the first time I saw it, I got quite a shock, and I really liked it. But I do watch a lot of movie trailers on it, and thankfully the British version of it's called Filth, not DRECKSAU in Britain. Has got a huge amount of hits, you know, for it. So I like to go on YouTube and check each day to see how much new hits we've got.
That's great. And if you can do a known YouTube channel, what would you do?
If I did, sorry?
Known YouTube channel. So on your own, Jon's YouTube channel. What would you do?
What would it be? It would have to be. It'd have to be like something like this that we talked about films. You know, I'm very passionate about films. I used to be really into football when I was younger. I used to want to be a football player, but when I realised I wasn't good enough, then my whole focus shifted to film. So probably would have before been about a sports channel or a football channel, but now definitely I have to be a film channel. Yeah.
Maybe you can do a sports movie anyway.
Yeah, it's not really my thing, but maybe we'll leave that to somebody else. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Ah, Bruce. Habe gehört, Sie haben Schmerzen, ja?
Oh, schlimme Schmerzen, Doktor.
Und sind das wieder Ihre physischen Schmerzen, ja?
Nein, Doktor. Meine anderen.
Tja, die letzte Haltestelle des Schmerztherapiezuges ist Selbsthilfe durch Abstinenz, Bruce. Ah?
Hab meinen Sitzplatz schon gebucht. Natürlich zum Sondertag.
Kein Kokain und kein Fisch und Chips mehr für Bruce, ah?
Ja, diese Sachen mochte der Detective Sergeant früher gern, da haben Sie recht.
Und was ist mit dieser Beförderung, hä?
Eine reine Formalität, da bin ich sicher.
Nur Champions können die Geschichte neu schreiben, richtig?
Ja, mir war immer klar, dass es ums Gewinnen geht und nicht ums Dabeisein.
Nur Gewinner sind attraktiv fürs weibliche Geschlecht, Bruce, hä? Wie unser erfolgreicher Freund hier, der Bandwurm. Ja? Wem vertrauen wir, Bruce?
Na, niemandem natürlich.
Nicht Ihren Freunden? Nicht ihre Familie, nicht einmal sich selbst, Bruce. Insbesondere nicht sich selbst. Ah? Also, wegen dieser Schmerzen. Ja?